Hello, everybody, and welcome back for the second week of MFL Total Access virtually. I'm Will Power. That's Babalisa. And I think we got a decent amount of views for the last episode, Terry. So I think
Not
that's
as
a
many
good,
comments,
yeah.
but let's see if I heard my voice sounded like as in what Matt said. He said my voice sounds like robotic a little bit, so I'm trying without my earphones today. I thought Apple had pretty good products, but we'll see how it is with the speaker and the phone of the laptop itself. Um, Before we start, I don't know if you saw what Brian posted in the MFL Players Facebook group.
I did not.
Of course you didn't. About Doucette, the USA flag quarterback, saying that he'd be better than Mahomes for the USA Team USA Olympic team. Like he has a
Oh,
better skill set, better IQ, more experience playing flag. Did you hear about that?
no.
Have you been like literally not like living under?
Under a rock.
Uh, yeah, so you know who Haj Doucette is, right? Daryl Haj Doucette.
This the super like the short, like really good flag QB.
Yeah, and he little controversy said he was like he'd be better than Mahomes in flag, like for Team USA. I want to know your thoughts on that. We know like flag's a different game, right? And like so many like actual players come play in the MFL or other leagues, and there's a big adjustment, right?
It's true. Like, look, it's not the same amount. Like, play calls are different. There's like now that you're gonna have like a different rusher. Um, Man, that is crazy to say, but like, I almost tend to agree with him. I know
Yeah.
that sounds
So
bananas, but like,
go to the comments. Your boy Demario commented because apparently he played against Doucette in a national tournament down in Florida a few years ago. He said.
yeah.
So I'll let you go see what he said. A few people commented too.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Any league announcements besides that? All leagues are underway now.
We're not all a bear this week, are we?
No, that was last week.
Shoot.
We will be again soon.
Okay.
I think September 14th.
Nice, nice.
Anyway, let's get started with Division One. So you can see my screen now.
Yeah, perfect.
Great. So Division One, we had two games. I'll start with yours. I think it was the highlight of your week over here. I heard you guys played a great game against Outlaws. Your stats are pretty good. One thing that sticks out, and I saw the interceptions by Manu over here, kind of maybe TSN turning point of the game late in the second half when Manu picked off Steve with one hand.
It's funny that was a big turning point, and his first pick of the game was actually of the teams or the first stop of the game by any team. So both his picks came up very clutch. Yes.
Very nice. And so, like, you guys were sitting at 0-1 after losing the KOB, facing off against the defending champ Outlaws, this rematch of the spring finals. Did you have a specific game plan going into it?
Well, to be honest, we didn't think Outlaws were gonna look like this, right? We thought I mean Marv was missing, right? So like he's actually on the squad.
Yeah,
And we didn't know the new weapons Outlaws would have. But you know what? We felt we were in that game, the championship game, obviously, so we didn't want to change too much around. But we definitely obviously wanted to win, and like you said, we went 0-1 the first week. So this we knew this was a big game for us. Going 0-2 when three of the five teams make the playoffs is not a death sentence, but it's close to. And we just said like, look, defensively, let's just try stuff. Let's shoot gaps, and because our first game on defense wasn't all that great, so we tweaked a few things from that first game. And obviously having Manu helped, but I think we played this game, free. And let's go out there and try and get revenge.
how happy was Chris with these 11 receptions?
Yeah, he was well, happy, not so happy. But he had a big touchdown for us in this game. 11 catches, 75 yards.
Why wasn't he
Uh,
happy?
Sorry.
Why wasn't he so happy?
No, he was. It was, we just gotta figure some stuff out between the team. But he was happy we got the dub for sure.
Looking
And
healthy out there?
sorry.
Looking healthy out there?
Yeah, looking very healthy. No injuries at all, shaking and baking. And yeah, like Josh had a big game too, had a nice long TD. Larissa's 2 touchdowns. So it was good that everyone everyone made a play in this game for us. And yeah, it was a big victory, and offense played really well. Defense too, with the two clutch stops.
Okay. Yeah, because he led everyone on the field in receptions and yards. So glad to see him put up those numbers, right? Yo, he's always injured, so I guess it's just a normal thing to deal with now, playing injured. Um, yeah, and like you mentioned, this new look Outlaws team. You look at the roster. Um, they were missing Mason as well. Steve went to pick up 3 new players, 3 MVPs, right? Mason Miller, MVP of Division 3 last year. Elliot Bourque, the MVP of Division 4. Clément Biard, MVP of Brossard. So not bad for picking up pieces. Obviously, it's Division 1. Obviously, they never played together, so there's all that chemistry and all that stuff. But look, in that second game, Outlaws against A Team, what a close game, turn of events, and these new players came to play, right? They had a few subs over there. Shout out to James Nguyen, 10 catches for 71 yards, 2 touchdowns, 7 tackles on defense, really balling out on both sides of the ball. So Outlaws took a 20-8 lead late in the first half, and A Team scored twice with under a minute on 2 deep touchdown passes. Um, Brady also scored in between on one play with one play, 40 bomb to Clément Biard. But the way this game ended, were you still there watching this game at that point?
Yeah, I saw. I had to stay till the end.
Yeah, so A Team were driving with the ball in their hands. I believe they had enough to milk the clock had they gotten the first down. Andrew wide open on fourth down. I don't know how that happens. Catches the ball, foot on the line, incomplete pass. We're going turnover on downs. Outlaws get the ball back with just over 2 minutes, so plenty of time. Um, but that mistake by Andrew ended up being costly. And it's not a first of all, it's not a mistake anyone in like any division should make. You have to be aware of like where the line is, and unless there was strong wind, and we know Kevin sets up that field, maybe the line moved inwards when Andrew caught the ball. But you really got to be aware of where that line is for that not to happen. Because safe to say, A Team gets that first down, it's probably game, right? At that point, that late in the game, or at the very least, they leave Outlaws with like just a few seconds on the clock. And then Outlaws drive I think it was about midfield, and score the game-winning touchdown on the last play of the game.
On like this, looking at like the rosters before the game, I contemplated almost like not staying, because I was like, okay, like I'm not sure how Outlaws are going to put up a fight in this game, just because not that the players on Outlaws weren't great, but they were subs, and it's the first time Brady was throwing to every one of these guys. Like we know. Justin White and James Infantino, of course, and Nguyen, and then like you said, the two MVPs, but not guys that we're used to playing in Div 1, and not guys that have been receivers for Brady, right? So it was like, hey, like with the chemistry A Team has, I said like I'll stay for a little bit, and it was a really bad first half for A Team. They ended up getting the Hail Mary at the end, which brought them back a little bit closer. To end the half, but to me, like all credit goes to Brady in this one, finding a way to win the game. You got to think there's no Smuda who was at the first game. Marvin is still injured. Like you said, also missing Mason Miller. He found a way to win this game. Like it's a little bit puzzling for A Team. Was kind of one of those, the the ball wasn't rolling their way to start with, and then you saw like the team getting a bit antsy, but then they came back and made a game out of it, and took the lead, and took at that point you thought it was over, right? They're up by 13. Dylan gets a
Yeah,
pick, and then the Outlaws come storming back, and they save themselves from falling to 0-2. So
yeah, definitely. And you mentioned Dylan's pick. Both interceptions in this game were huge, and they were sick. James Infantino getting a crazy interception guarding Joey Nataro on a deep ball, and then Dylan's and diving interception on the sideline, undercutting like I think it was like a short hook towards the sideline. Was an insane interception. Great instinct play right there by Dylan. But I'm not worried about A team either. I still think there will be a playoff team, most probably. Look, they're missing Ashton and Jeremy, arguably two of their better players, right? Ashton may be one of the best players in all of MFL right now. So yeah, it's going to be a big. Looking at the matchups coming up this week, Pocket Rockets haven't played yet. They got a doubleheader against you guys and KLB. KLB is also playing A team this weekend. Big games there, right? We look at the standings. It's never too early to start talking about playoffs, right? Especially when only three teams make it. What do you think?
I'm looking at that 18 KOLB game, and look, both having played their first game of the season already. They're gonna play their well, KOB would have played their third. So we'll see what happens. KOB Pocket Rockets. You look if KOB, I think KOB wins that game, and they go to 2-0. Early on in the season, we could have a team like KOB fighting for that one seed and getting that, looking for that buy, right? Getting the one and getting the buy, and
Yeah,
then if let's say they start 3-0 and 18 falls there and they go to 0-2, that I think there's a lot to be said about that 18 KOB game at 130.
yeah, it's for sure gonna be a fun one. Division two.
Let's go.
So looking at Division two now, we had three games this past weekend. Bin went 1-1. We beat the Bins. Started off pretty horribly in that game. We were down, I think, 13-0. They scored pretty quick. I threw a bad pick and they scored again pretty quick. It was like less than 4 minutes in, you're down 14. 13, I think was a stat error. But less than 4 minutes in, down 14, 13 nothing. Not a situation any team wants to be in. Luckily for that defense, we got a few stops, which made my job a lot easier. It took some stress off the offense. We scored three times to end the first half and then twice to start the second half. Gotta shout out our boy Ryan Lee. He had himself a game, right?
Yes.
You stole one of his touchdowns. He could have very easily ended up with four touchdowns on the day, but three touchdowns in crucial moments. I'm thinking about the last one of the first half there on fourth down. It was fourth and long. I think it was like 4th and 10, and he gets open for the touchdown. That connection's really starting to be something, eh?
Like looks kind of like quiet guy, right? Another guy that calls his own number, and like the touchdown patterns were like just comeback routes as if you guys have been playing together for years,
Yeah, the ball
and
was launched before it was even turning around.
yeah, like you said, it came in crucial times too. So he was our MVP.
Yeah. Um, what else do I want to say about this game? Look, Ben have a good team. Like I'm not worried about them in this division. I just think we played a minus those first 4 minutes. We played a better game. They showed it in their second game after against Raw Sauce. I think there were only 6 players in that game. It was later in the day. They had a whole game. I think they had played. Some of those guys had played 2 or 3 games already because Binet played in between, and they battled against Raw Sauce, right? Coming back. And scoring like almost on the last play of the game to take the lead. Questionable decision to go for one over here by Raw Sauce when they were up 4 points, right? Like you got to think like even if you're 100% success rate on 1 point and like 5% on 2 points, the 1 point does you nothing that late in the game, right?
True, right? Because then let's say you go 25, right? To lose 27-25 or 27-26 doesn't make a difference, right? At least if you get that 2 points, you force Bins to get their convert.
Yeah. But then looking at this, it was look. Rosshaus had the plethora of weapons: Gaboucher, Antoine Theroux, Yvan Desjardins, the usual guys, but it was Nathaniel Soulange Lesage with 2 touchdowns in this game. Look, I don't know how they have rotations or if they have rotations at all, but that's a lot of guys. That's a lot of mouths to feed, right?
It is, and I like when I looked over, it looked like the secondary for Ben was doing a good job. I saw Ludwig trying to complete a couple of deep balls to Yvan, but he was covered right, and the coverage in the game seemed to be really good. So giving up 26 points defensively is pretty solid, but they were able to quiet Yvan, one of the better players on the team too.
Yeah. And then this game, did you catch any of it, or you had left at this point?
I think I was watching like two games at the same time and kind of just heard about this game.
Man, Dobbs, Player of the Week, I believe. Let's make sure. Yeah, Dobbs Player of the Week, 8 touchdowns, 5 incompletions, over 200 yards, 5 1-point converts. You had Eric from Slot Machine. I don't know if he's a full timer or just subbing on in this game, getting 4 touchdowns. Good connection there. You have Giovanni, the quarterback of that team, filling in also, getting a few catches there. Your boy Zalipsky coming up big on defense, picking off Kevin 3 times. Um, they'd say it was an easy one for Phoenix and Kevin Kusei.
Yeah, I think it was the first two drives. I think it was like two bad interceptions, and it was like from there the train just completely derailed, and it wasn't one of, like you said, Kevin's best games, and it was one of Dobbs's best, probably his best game of his career in MFL. So it wasn't a great matchup for Phoenix in this one.
Yeah, look, Phoenix sitting at 0-2 now. Kevin has 11 interceptions through 2 games. I think that's more than he had all of last season in Division Three through 10. What's your advice to them right now? If they want to have a chance to like do something this season.
It's tough because like I really actually like do like Phoenix, and I don't think like the division is too strong for them. I think it's kind of their identity is they're going to be kind of that blue collar team. Not necessarily always take their deep shots and march up and down the field. Trust their defense. Have Kevin run, and maybe it needs to be a little bit more of that. Right, like if Kevin wants to throw that deep ball. It's double coverage, maybe take that check down. I'd say play more within themselves because they're a strong unit, right? Like this is a team that believes in themselves, and they're close knit. It's stick to what made them successful last year, I'd say.
Yeah, no, that's good because they definitely turned heads last year and sticking to that formula, not trying to do too much. Like I know when we played Phoenix and for all the most of the games I've seen, Kevin barely threw any balls that could have been contested or even close to being interceptable, right? Like, so I'm actually surprised that like he's thrown 11 through 2 games. Like this is like kind of like the Kevin of like a few seasons ago, right, where he would throw like at least 2 a game. Well, now we're talking about like closer to 5, 6 a game, but you get what I'm saying, right? Um, Looking at the games this week, we got Respect 2.0 against Bin. It's going to be a good one. Phoenix against Rosas, going to be a good one. We're playing Tigres. Going to have to make sure Nestor doesn't run for 300 yards this time. What would you say your game of the week in Division Two?
Maybe not the one you think. I'm going Phoenix Raw Sauce, and I think it's going to be the fact that Phoenix really needs this victory. And I want to see if that's number one. You don't want to fall to 0-3. And second part is let's see if Raw Sauce is finally for real. Right, they're 1-1. They lost a close game to Ben. If they want to be for real, they have to beat a team like Phoenix that's sitting at 0-2. So I think it's a big statement game for both teams in this one.
You'd say Rosas is the favorites in this one?
I think so.
Look, scoring 33 and 26 points through 2 games in Division Two, they're definitely in the right division, right? Um, yeah. So we go to Division Three.
Let's go.
We'll be right back after a short break. We're back.
Let's go.
Division Three.
Yep.
Alrighty. So we had familiar face that appears on this screen. A couple of familiar faces. We got our boy. Well, we know Benjamin Denis a baller, 132 yards, leading the division. But Chris Hope with 4 touchdowns and Christian Pedroza with 12 receptions. It's interesting to see that that team of blitzing bastards is sitting at 0-2 right now, right?
Is Christian on the team full time?
Yeah, they're both on the team. Both Christian and Christopher. I think Chris is short for Christopher are on the team full time.
Oh wow, damn, yeah, that's shocking.
Yep.
They must have. I mean, did they play?
Well, they just lost to Turf Ninjas. I didn't see this game, but I saw a lot of. I was turning my head and I saw a couple of deep ball touchdowns. I think I saw Lambert score one 7 for 97, two touchdowns. You look over here, he had one of 34 yards. He had a pick six as well. Turf Ninjas were up 33-7, and Blitzing Bastards almost climbed back in this one. If it wasn't for a pick six at the end of the game, they maybe would have scored and tied it up. Who knows? Um, a lot of Sankey to Chris Hope touchdowns here. Looking at that connection is not bad, eh?
Yeah, I didn't. It's quite. I didn't realize this team had the veterans like that. That's going to be a good solid team. But like you said, surprising with the 0-2 start. But Lambert Paquette showing more than just a two-way player, right?
What do you mean more than just a two-way player? He's
But
a
more
three.
than just sorry, more than just defender and being a two-way player.
Yeah. Like, is there three-way players now that he could do?
Like could be QB, receiver.
Yeah. Quarterbacks combining for 9 touchdowns in this game, but scoring 64 total points. That's like some Jason Kusei type shit, eh?
Holy cow. Yeah, for real.
And
9 picks.
and then looking at the other game here, Tropic Thunder Ducks, which I officiated. Ducks are a good team, but Tropic Thunder are a really good team. I know we discussed it last episode and the decision to go with Justin Salonia over Rob White or even Connor Martin, who have been both quarterbacks for this team of late. Justin Cotreau. Justin's a good quarterback. Um, yeah, like this team, this is a complete team, both sides of the ball, Tropic Thunder. It's crazy to see how they've improved so quickly in recent seasons. They're probably one of the better Division Three teams right now, right? Being your D4 champs. Um, Ducks do have a lot of firepower with Steve, Ben Faubert, Tristan, Bussière. Bussière a little quiet in this game, 3 for 26. He was Dave Lepin's favorite weapon on Bearhood last spring. I thought he'd get at least double-digit touches in this game. Our boy Rob White, 4 for 80, two touchdowns. Both of his touchdowns were huge. You had one of 34 yards over here. And then you had, where's the other one? And a 35 yarder late in the game. So two touchdowns of over 30 yards. Our boy showing they could ball out and help the team to any position, right?
Yeah, I saw. I think it was the last touchdown. He seemed to be wide open there. I think he called his own number in the huddle, and
I know he
uh,
called his number.
and it worked.
How do you know he called his own number?
I was listening to the guys talk on the sideline.
Okay, after the game?
Yeah, and I think Rob saw something that he
Okay,
wanted
okay.
to exploit.
So we only had 2 games this past weekend, but looking at the schedule this upcoming week, there's a few more, double the games. You got Arnold's, I think it's their first game going up against the Ducks. Sourpuss as well is going to be their first game. Interesting to see this new team play against another new team in Blitzing Bastards. CIA, Turf Ninjas, Drama Club, Tropic Thunder. Which would you say is your game of the week?
I'm liking that CIA Fusion Turf Ninjas.
Yeah, see if Lambert Paquette could go back-to-back weeks of being your player of the week.
Exactly, and you got a good hot team in CIA Fusion too, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a good battle there. Look, CI Fusion's undefeated. Turf Ninjas 1-1. We know in this division only 6 teams out of 9 make the playoffs. Top 2 getting that first round bye. Very important. Only getting to play 2 games instead of 3 to be Division 3 champions.
And look, it's funny how the 5 and 6, yeah, 0 game. I guess it's like guys ask for early buys. I don't think that maybe guys
Yeah,
want to be
well,
pushed
John was
in
on
or
vacation. He just got back now.
yeah.
Sometimes you ask for 1 bye, you get 2. Who knows what it is with the schedule? But yeah, we move on to Division 4.
Is John throwing for the Wolves?
I think so.
Yeah, nice.
Who else would it be?
Yeah, you can't be Chris, right?
Well, Chris ain't on the team.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly.
So Division 4, we have a few very strong teams in this division. Looking at the switching hour team, 3-0 through 3 games, 113 points for, 24 points against. Slot Machine 49-0 spanking of Action Squad, who had just beaten FAT players in the previous game. So it's not as if Action Squad's a weak team in this division, right? You got Hawks and Mustard Tigers also, who should be atop of this division, have not played yet. Yeah.
Surprising FAT players with Leon at quarterback. You got Sean Kennedy, a few veterans there. They're sitting at 0-3. I wouldn't have expected that
Look,
at all, actually.
I think Leon just played one game for this team so far.
Okay, okay. But
Double check
even
that.
watching that,
Yeah,
sorry.
he just played one game, and look, he didn't play poorly. He had pretty good stats. It was a very close game against Action Squad. It was his first game. Besides Sean, he never threw to any of these players. But I definitely see this team winning a few more games with Leon at the quarterback position and Sean Kennedy. I believe he was snapping for him. Was he snap?
I assume so.
Yeah. But Goldrick 7 for 68 and a touchdown in this one. Probably didn't have an answer for him rushing. Sharmika, shout out to her getting 3 sacks in this game. Um, Justin White with an interception. And Justin White with 4 for 82 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yavar played 5 games this past weekend. I don't know how he survived. Also getting a touchdown in this one.
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember him telling us in our Thunder Buddies group chat he's gonna go home, have an ice bath, and stay there for a couple hours.
Yeah, yeah. So this upcoming week, one game I'm really looking forward to is Hawks and Mustard Tigers. Um, Look, both teams haven't played yet. It's going to be interesting to see how they start their season week 3. Kind of lucky that they're scheduled against each other because, like we lived it last year with Thunder Buddies. We didn't play the first 2 weeks. We played against a red hot double dippers game, first game of the season. It wasn't easy because, like, for you it's week 1, for them it's week 3. At least Mustard Tigers and Hawks in this upcoming Saturday, they're both starting at the same place, right?
It's perfect. Yeah, like you said, it's ends up being a perfectly timed game. And like you said, because once you have the few games under your belt, the rust is basically off. And this is going to be maybe a bit of a rusty game, a few mistakes, but at least, like you said, they're on equal turf.
Yeah. Any other game in Division 4 that you're looking forward to?
Let's see. I want to keep my eye on Witching Hour Binet. That game, not sure would be all that close, just because Witching Hour seems to be running teams out of the water. But I want to see if they will to continue. If it was just the first 3 games and they got the right opponents, or if they really are like what seems to be the team to be in the division so far.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know when they play against Slot Machine, but that's definitely a game circle on your calendar and bring some popcorn to the field, right?
For reals.
Yeah, September 28th, in exactly a month from today, because as we're recording, it's August 28th. Um, yeah, it's gonna be probably your game of the week that week.
Just got to make sure I'm roughing that one.
Yeah, okay. Moving along, Division 5.
Let's go.
Okay, so Division 5, did you see any games here?
I caught a bit of Wong Dynasty and Aspen. Uh, Wong Dynasty just seemed it like they were playing with a bunch of joy, energy, call it what you want, but it was contagious, and like their team were making plays after play, and defense did a great job getting 4 interceptions in this one, 3 of them going to Leo, 2 of them going back for 6.
Leo
And
Player of the Week.
Player of the week, yes, he did. Not surprising. Yeah, no, it was. I heard the reason I saw it is because like every time I kind of hear someone yell, I would turn over, and it was the Wong Dynasty team making a play. They seem to be in it, fully in it from start to finish. And it was performance for them that on both sides of the ball that they killed it on.
What do you think of the team name and the logo?
The Wong Dynasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's I like the Wong Dynasty is a cool name. Is that like a little I'm not even sure I can make it out. Like a W, the Canadian flag, and an angry monkey. Oh, the football. I like that. That's like a mad curious George.
And on Asbin's side, I had a player come up to me and be like, "Hey, you forgot to include me on the roster. What's your?" I'm like, "Okay, what's your name?" He's like, "Francois Berthiaume." I'm like, "You're there?" He's like, "No, that's my twin brother, Francis. I'm Francois."
Oh
Can't make
wow.
this stuff up, man. Twin brothers with one letter difference in their names, playing on the same team.
Wait, that was that's the trick. That was done on purpose.
Oh yeah, well, obviously it was done on purpose. Like the what you thought it was by accident? The parents named their two twin brothers one
They
letter
could have
different.
picked two random names out of a hat. You never know.
Yeah, I don't think so. Um, I refed this game, and despite the score of 35 total points, I think it might have been the game with the most punts in the MFL. Like here, if we just go to the play-by-play night, okay, no, there must have been a scorekeeping mistake. There were for sure more than 7 punts, but at one point, look, it was three and out punt, three and out punt, three and out punt, three and out. Okay, yeah, that's the thing. There were 6 straight punts in the game to start off the second half. Are you seeing what I'm seeing on the screen?
And we tell teams not to punt.
Oh yeah, but in this game it was 12-7 for a very 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 long time, and then Titans finally scored with just over 2 minutes left to take 13-12 lead, and with just a few seconds left, GF to Jeremy breaks away through the sideline, 26-yard touchdown, untouched, um, and then that was all she wrote.
Like, hey, honestly, like we said JF continuing to perform on not just as a quarterback, as a receiver too, for Kevin a lot, but at the quarterback position too. I know 22 points, not the sexiest, but getting the win nonetheless. I look for the Spartans. Yeah, exactly. I look for the Spartans team to be one of the better teams. They did lose a tight one there. That I saw a bit of that game too. Actually, 28-3 Spartans.
Yeah, so like with that being said, that's a huge victory for 28-3 over there. And I also want to shout out the Pick Sixers. Only giving up 27 points last call, so might have one of the best offenses in Division 5. We know this is a new team. So like I know there's no moral victories, but look, they lost week one, 31-6 against Titans, and holding their last calls to only 27 points is actually like not so bad.
Especially as a new team, eh?
Yeah, completely new team.
There you go. New team is like, look, the first season is, may not be the sexiest, maybe a 1-9, 2-8, maybe even 0-10 season, but I think it's like making progress from week 1 to week 10. That's got to be the goal. And so far they seem to be doing it. And like you said, they last calls I'd say a stronger team than Titans even, so
Yeah.
surprising.
So what game are you looking forward to in week 3 for in this division?
Okay, let's see. I like, man, the Red Hot Wong Dynasty and Slicks, a team that I've been on for a while. Wong Dynasty just had a really good game against Aspen, so I think that that'll be good. What time's that game at? Noon. Yeah, noon there. Week 3. This field 2. Arthur Terrier. I like Wong Dynasty Slicks to be the game of the week in Div 5.
I like Big Booties Titans. Look, we didn't talk about Big Booties at all yet because they haven't played a game yet, right? So it makes sense. We spoke about it in Division 4, how if you didn't play the first 2 weeks, you're going up against a team that did play the first 2 weeks. It's an adjustment, right? So like, everyone week 0 is a little rusty and all that. Well, Titans currently don't have any rust coming into this game. Look, Titans have been a team that we've been a little hard on, if we're being honest, but with reason. Big Booty should be one of the better teams in the division. Like definitely top half, I'd say. I think Titans are battling to be in that top half as well. This is going to be a great game, like to see are Titans for real or not, right? Could they put up a fight against Big Booties? Could they beat Big Booties? Or are they just going to beat teams that are clearly weaker than them and lose against teams that are better than them?
I'm gonna go Titans by one, 27-26.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Women's division.
Yes, sir.
So every women's team has played now. Steelers are a good team. I read both their games this past weekend. They beat the Des Drapeau 26-13 and they beat Dirty Charlotte 26-6. They're quarterbacked by Brenda, who played on Warriors in Division 4 last season. So she does have some MFL throwing experience. She definitely has experience in playing flag football in other leagues or school league or whatever, because she has great play calls, great form. She has a very good ball, good precision. So it's definitely going to be a good team, led by Kelly Ananya. I think the player of the week in this women's division through 2 games, 5 touchdowns, 80 yards. She's been at 2 interceptions through her 2 games. But another storyline in this division is Les Des Drapeaux with the quarterback change. I don't know if you noticed, but it is no longer Viviane Plourde quarterbacking this team. It's Daphne Moret. And Viviane Plourde is one of the top receivers now on this team, getting open, catching some deep balls. So it'll be interesting to see how this season plays out, if it is a permanent change or just a temporary one.
I was shocked to see the score. I mean, this was new team Steelers against the Estrapo. Like you mentioned, Steelers were a good team, but yeah, 48-0 game. It was. Did you didn't ref that game, eh?
No, but safe to say that that finals rematch was not contested at all.
Right. I wonder if it was Vivian that started Plourde started at
To
quarterback,
answer
or
you that, it was Daphne that started quarterback.
okay, and then Vivian took over. Yeah, both struggling in this game. Uh, yeah. Look, Tigre showing they're not just satisfied with that one championship. They want to repeat.
Yeah, yeah. Sari with 3 touchdowns, 80 yards, could have very well been the player of the week as well. You have Roxanne with 2 sacks in this one. Viviane Poole getting 2 picks on the other end, right? Throwing two, but getting two. Look, looking at the standings right now, like Tigres through 2 games, 109 points for, 0 points against. That's bananas. Like it's literally bananas. Uh, right now, the only team that could maybe give them a run for their money is maybe Steelers when they play against each other. It'll be interesting to see. Maybe Majestic Divas, who knows? But look, from what we saw so far, it ain't gonna be Dirty Chai Latte, Des or Crazy Bees, right? Um, this Dirty Chai Latte team that played also against Steelers, not a bad team at all. Like it was their first ever game in the MFL. They had a few quarterbacks uh, tossing the ball in this one. Um, Steelers were more prepared, a little more aggressive, I'd say, whereas Dirty Charlotte were just there to have fun, which is great and what the MFL is about. But yeah, glad to have 16 in this women's division. We'll see how things play out. We know that last year there was kind of like 2 tiers in that women's division. There was like the top 3 and the bottom 2. This year, is there going to be just the top 1, bottom 5? Is it going to be like 2-2-1, 2-2-2? Be interesting to see.
Yeah, right now it looks like it's 1A, and then it's everything's about 6 or 7.
And look, Majestic Divas beat Crazy Bees in week 1. They got a doubleheader against Crazy Bees again in Dirty Chai Latte. They should be able to take care of business against both those teams, although they should be close games. Um, yeah, that week 4 we still got Goliaths against Davids over here. So when do Steelers play against Tigres? It's not before week 8. So we could have like 2 teams almost 7-0 at that. Both 2 teams going 7-0 at that point, right? Steelers, Tigres play against each other week 8 and again in week 10. Yeah.
Any upsets this weekend?
Yeah, give me Dirty Charlotte over Majestic Divas.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Good stuff.
Uh, we got MFL Laval now to cover because Brossard was on a league-wide bye.
That's true. I didn't even
No,
how you how was it?
there was no Brossard. Oh, Laval was great. We had all 10 teams play their first game this past weekend. Most games were good. One extreme blowout. Um, but I'd say the parity is there. maybe one team that's a little too strong, one team that's a little too weak for the division. But like everyone had fun, everyone had a blast. It was nice to see the season get kicked off in Laval. There's still spots open for a few free agents. If you like, we could actually start with that game. Might have been the closest and the best game of the day here. So you had Dimitri start off a quarterback, flamboyant Flamingo's quarterback. Um, and then James Nguyen took over at halftime. Boy, James really impressed me this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, both in all of his games. Look, he went 10 for 14 with 3 touchdowns on 60 yards. He also caught 4 passes for 45 yards, a touchdown, and he had 10 total tackles on defense. Uh, on the other end, on the Gators, looks like Jason found himself a new toy with Loic. 15 catches out of his 23 completions over there. 2 touchdowns, but was not enough for the Gators to win the game. But it's nice to see that these two free agent teams are pretty evenly matched.
Is the Gators? Who else is on the Gators? Chrissy and
Jordana,
yes, exactly. Because I heard them talking about the before. Okay, nice.
what do you think about the logo?
Yeah, it's cool. I think I would have preferred the Florida Gators, the actual Florida Gators logo, but that it's cool. It looks a little cheesy, but I like it.
Besides that, we got a lot of good games. Look, like I subbed a little bit for Bandits in this one because their quarterback Rob White came a little late. It was a fun game to be playing in. Both these teams are going to be good. Yeah, D Nasty playing against Team Sauce. Nice to see D Nasty back. Kevin can still sling it. 17 of 28, 132 yards, 3 touchdowns. He has his usual bunch of guys, a few new guys. It was cool to see them back with their jerseys. What else do we got? Oh yeah, Galactic Fun and High on Audibles. And then yeah, the Wonder Dogs North Tigers at Terrebonne. This team is good. Like I think they played in the Terrebonne League a few seasons. I think they went winless and they were like in one of the really high divisions. And I heard them saying like throughout the game, oh yeah, that was us like last year on the other end of it. Wonder Dogs still learning the game of flag football. Great attitude though. And look, they could only go up from here, right? When you lose by 54 points, there won't be weeks like that'll happen again. Hopefully, um, they're playing against a free agent team this week. Should be a closer game. It'll be interesting to see how the Jason and the Gators could handle those North Siders of Terrebonne. And High on Audibles, Team Sauce, both sitting at 0-1, playing against each other. That's going to be an interesting game to watch as well. I saw they're looking for a sub if you want to come play in Laval this Sunday.
Oh
Matt posted
damn.
on the MFL players that they're looking for a sub.
Okay.
The in Montreal before you joined the pre-COVID era, the quarterback of Iron Audibles, Rob Prudhomme, was essentially 1A and 1B to Steve at the beginning of the MFL. It was like 1A, 1B, 1C. There was Max Rosenfeld too. Those were like your trio before Don LaFleur came in. So a real OG of the league, this Rob Prudhomme guy. So it'd probably be an honor for you to sub on his team.
Damn. And they have JF Delos.
Yeah, he subbed for them that game.
Okay.
JF and Cloutier both subbed in that game for
Okay. Okay.
them.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've repped a few of Rob's games. Very impressive. He's still maybe not what he used to be because what the way they were talking, but good ball placement, really good leader for that squad.
Yeah, for sure. So that concludes the show. Let us know.
Okay, bold predictions. Bold predictions.
Okay, you wanna go bold predictions?
Yeah. I forgot last week. We'll do one div each.
One, like, what do you mean, like one per division each?
No, like one. Like you do a div and I do a
Oh,
div.
okay, you pick your division first.
Yeah, I'll go div. I'll go div two.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Div two. Can you throw up the schedule for me again? Thanks. I know it's yeah, we got us against Tigres. Maybe I'll say that we don't get rushed. Okay. Okay, I talked about it before. Let's go Phoenix Raw Sauce.
This guy.
Hey, God, that's such a bad picture. I gotta redo that one. Let's go. Okay, Phoenix raw sauce in this one. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, sadly,
Oh no,
Kevin
no,
throws 5 interceptions,
that's not bold. He's averaging 5.5 a game.
but they win the game.
That's bold-ish. It's a little weak for you, but it's bold-ish.
Oh, like look, 5 picks, and okay, and I'll say that Ludwig throws only one,
Okay,
and somehow Phoenix finds a way to squeak it out.
all right.
Okay, you're doing Div 3.
I was gonna do Laval, but I could do Div 3 on
Okay,
Laval.
yeah, no, you're allowed. It's true. You kind of own it.
I kind of what?
You kind of own it.
Yeah, so there's 4 games this upcoming weekend in Laval. Last week there were a few one-sided games, uh, but this week I'm gonna say half the games going to overtime. We're gonna have 2 overtime games this weekend in Laval.
It's exciting stuff.
Yes, sir.
Kind of getting used to this Zoom thing.
You're getting used to it?
I mean, used to it. It's not. It'd be better if we were like cozied up, but like this is still working, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. You gotta come over soon so we could do it in person.
Yeah, for reals.
Did you book your driving exam?
Oh yeah, well that's for another day.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll see you this Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be the first time ever in MFL history we're going to have 3 locations in one weekend. We're going to have Montreal on Saturday, Laval and Brossard both going on Sunday.
Better be there, folks. Better be there.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. That's the second week wrap up. And like we said, without you guys, there's no show. It'll be cool. Actually, there's gonna be when you get home from our games on Saturday, there'll be college football
Yeah,
to watch.
exactly. Looking forward to that too.
Yeah. So fun Saturday for us MFLers. Thank you for tuning in, and see you guys at the fields.